Man, I love throwing this axe. What a great intro. That one was a little long. It's just because I really enjoy throwing this axe. What's up, guys? It's Wes, the Suburban Viking. I am Midgard Axe. I got my buddy Dave here with me, and we're just going to jump into this thing, and I'm going to tell you what I thought about it, how it held, how it threw, and why I think this could revolutionize the future of axe throwing. Now, getting into the CRKT Jenny Wren, I'm going to give you guys my real quick thoughts. It's a great axe. It's a great throwing axe. It did have a heavy handle down there at the bottom. It really wasn't much of an issue throwing it like this, you know, like I hold all my axes up close. But when I got back for distance, I did notice that when I kind of held it like a flared knob, if you guys don't know, I've done a video on how I throw flared knobs before I work on them. Basically, I hold an axe like this, okay, and I throw it. But when I went back for distance, I did notice that I started rolling my wrist because all the weight's in the handle. So I made a minor modification. I just kind of came down, put my two fingers up here, put my other two fingers down at the bottom on the knob, wrap my hand around it, and then I was able to kind of flick it out of my hand better. When I did that minor hand modification on the handle here, man, I was throwing that thing really good for distance. It felt really clean out of the hand. It felt good. The weight wasn't too much down there at the bottom. It kind of felt like the weight was kind of pushed up a little bit when I made that modification with my hand, and it just flew really nice for distance. It did really well for single, double, triple, quadruple, and I went back for 5 rotations. Man, it was just a great throwing axe. It was so much fun, felt light, felt nimble, agile. I could take it out, run around with it. It didn't hurt my arm throwing it for distance. It was just a really great throwing axe. I don't know what your experience is going to be with the axe that you get, but with this one here, I was not able to use that bit as it came. I had to thin the cheeks down up top really thin to get an actual bit that would stick, okay? The bottom bit down here on the spike was easy to sharpen. This one was easy to sharpen, and the bit itself was super easy to get sharp. It was just this top bit took a lot of time with a file and a whetstone, but I did get a really good edge on it to where when I started throwing it, guys, you can see I started sticking the axe like this. It was just really fun, and I want to get into now why I think this thing could revolutionize axe throwing. As you guys know, I love traditional hafted axes. Wooden handled axes, they're my thing. That's what I learned on. That's what I like throwing. However, I think there could be an argument made for the future of axe throwing in all steel axes. You guys don't have the same problems with an all steel axe that you do with a wooden handled axe. You don't have to worry about missing. All steel axes are tanks. They normally are going to hold up, okay? You don't have to worry about grain orientation. You don't have to worry about grain run out, hafting the head on the axe correctly, putting the steel barrel wedge in to splay it over to get that nice strong fit, so if you do hit the eye on your target, the head doesn't move. If you hit the knob, the head doesn't move. There's a lot that goes into hafting a good throwing axe. With the steel axes, guys, a lot of that is null and void now. You don't have to worry about it. Now, there are some problems with all steel axes. I've noticed that a lot of all steel axes that companies are making, they're still having some issues with the grip. A lot of people are using paracord, which I don't think people should be doing that. You know, people are using grip panels now with rivets in it. So you do start having other issues with steel axes. However, I think if people put in the time to make a really good all steel throwing axe, I think it could revolutionize axe throwing. Take this one, for example. You have a bit down here at the heel underneath the beard. You have the actual bit itself. You have a bit on the top. You have a spike. And then you have a bit down here underneath the spike. Meaning, you almost can stand anywhere and stick this thing, okay? Now, when you throw a traditionally hafted axe with just a bit on the front and that's it, you have to contend with eye strikes, pole strikes, knob strikes, okay? With this one here, you've eliminated 3 of those things, okay? You've eliminated 2. You've eliminated eye strikes and you've eliminated pole strikes. From here all the way around you have a bit. Now, guys, I know they make double bit axes where if you over rotate it hits, but you still have to worry about eye strikes and knob strikes. This eliminates the need for worrying about eye strikes. You can throw this thing almost from any distance, and the only thing you have to concern yourself with is knob strikes, and you can overcome that with practice. So you can almost stand anywhere and throw this axe with practice and stick it no matter where you stand. You don't have to worry about distance. You don't have to worry about a lot of things you would worry about with a traditional hafted axe. Over rotation, no problem. Under rotation, you hit the eye, no problem. It's a really good design, and I know that people have made this axe before, or a variation of it, and I know that it's not new, but I don't think it's got the credit that it actually should get. If someone knew what they were doing with an axe like this, they would almost be unstoppable when it comes to throwing. You really could. You wouldn't have to worry about where you need to stand for a single, double, and triple rotation, or changing your throw up if you're in between a double and triple rotation where you're standing at and having to flip the axe over faster or slow your axe throw down to get it to stick. You don't have to worry about that with this. Now, like I said, you do have to worry about knob strikes, but you can practice and understand that you need to throw it a little harder in between double and triple rotation, or maybe ease up a little bit on your throw. But you don't have to worry about eye strikes and pole strikes. This thing's got you covered. Now with this axe here, like I said before, it was a great throwing axe. I had a great time with it. I will say that the problems that I had with it, of course, guys, was the bit up top. You got to spend a lot of time to get that bit sharp. It comes really fat. The cheeks up here are super fat. I had to take a metal file and shave those cheeks down at the top and then use my whetstone, and I did get a nice edge up top. The edge on the front of this, the actual bit itself, was super easy to sharpen. The one underneath the beard and the one on the back of the spike, both were easy to sharpen. It was just this top bit took a lot of time. I don't know about the one that you get, but this one here, I couldn't have thrown this out of the box and got it to stick. It did take a lot of work, but it was totally worth the effort. As you saw, guys, when I started throwing this thing, I really was concentrating on using the front of this bit to get it to stick. Then I realized, I said, wait a second, Wes, wait a second. You got bits all over this thing. Start throwing it like you got bits all over this thing. So I did. So I started stepping back and throwing at all kinds of crazy guys, and I was getting stick after stick after stick. And you saw a lot of times I would stick the axe like this. I wanted to check that bit. It worked great. It would stick hard in there, and it wasn't like a little dainty stick either. There were times where it went in the target, and I had to pull this thing out with some force. So even though it's really small, and even though it is handle heavy, it still is able to be thrown really hard and hit with force, even with this top bit. It came loose. Up here at the top, one of these rivets started coming loose. The left side didn't, but the right side did. So when I was saying earlier that when people make steel axes, they're having some issues with the grips, I think that is something that going forward, that if people started working on the grips of steel axes, it would revolutionize axe throwing. I do like the grip panels on this. They do feel really nice in the hand, but they did come loose a little bit. It is something that I think I could fix if this thing just completely came apart, and I could probably fix it to where it didn't, but I did have the grip panel come loose, as you can see here. I did feel like the top of the axe head could have been bigger, thicker, more weight could have been put up at the top of this axe head to give it more of an even distributed weight, so I didn't have to go down and kind of throw that knob for distance to not get wrist roll or not feel like it's dancing in the air as it went. So that is something else that I think that if people started revolutionizing axe throwing with steel axes, they really should concentrate on making it more evenly distributed, or putting a thicker axe head on top. So that way you get a bit heavy axe and it doesn't feel like you're having to make this thing flip over. It'll kind of rotate over on its own. But I was able to overcome it, and as you saw in the video that at the beginning, that I did overcome it, and I did throw this thing hard, distance, didn't matter where I stood, it was hitting. Used the spike on the back, that stuck well. The top of the bit stuck well. It was just a really good throwing axe, and I don't think that this design gets its full credit. I don't. Next thing on the list is the bit quality. Wes, how well did the bit do? It did fairly well. It did dull a little fast, a little faster than I would like, but it's not super dull. It's not like it doesn't hold its edge at all. It just dulls a little fast. Could I throw it the way it is right now still? Yes, I could. And I will say too that it doesn't take much to get these things sharp. Okay, each bit took no time at all. Once I got the profile I wanted, it sharpened really fast. So you will have to sharpen this probably a little bit more than a normal tempered axe. But all in all, the edges held very well. I had no gouges, no chips in the bit at all, guys. As you can see here, you guys can see it. There's no gouges, I had no edge rollover, no nothing on this thing. Even at the top, there's no edge rollover, there's no chips, there's no nothing. So the bit did hold very nicely. So who is this axe good for? I think this axe would be good for anybody. I think axe throwers out there would really enjoy this axe. You can stand almost anywhere and throw this thing. Other than knob strikes, of course, you got to contend with that. But I think with practice, you literally could be a threat anywhere you stood with the target, throwing anywhere, hitting the spike, hitting the top, hitting the bit. I mean, you literally have a ton of different options throwing with this axe. If you wanted a compact style axe to take with you bushcrafting, camping, whatever, not to do heavy work, guys, but maybe to do a little bit of carving work, maybe to cut some 550 cord, or if you needed to like take it fishing with you, you could totally do all kinds of different things with this little compact axe here. I think it would be a good multi-purpose tool for all kinds of different jobs. And like I said, you have a bit all the way around. You could find a million things to do with each one of these bits. Contour them differently, make this one a little bit thicker on top for different work. The possibilities with this thing are really kind of endless. Now, I know it comes with a steep price tag. It's a little tad bit over $100, and I know some of you may not want to pay that. And there might be some better axes out there, or some cheaper axes out there that kind of mimic this. If they do, put it in the comment section, and I'll review them too. But being said, I know this isn't the first design of a steel axe with a bit on top, but I will say that this thing right here could revolutionize axe throwing, guys. It really could. You could stand anywhere and throw this. You really could. With some practice, getting over knob strikes, with some practice, you could stand anywhere and throw this thing for distance. Not toot my own horn, guys, but I tell you what, if I had 2 or 3 of these, I think I'd be a pretty dangerous dude. I think it'd be fun as hell too to have 2 or 3 of these Jenny Wrens and just boom, boom, boom. I could have a ton of fun. I really could. Like I said before, I think there needs to be a conversation about steel axes. I think that revolutionizing axe throwing with steel axes could be the future. Not 100% sure, but that's what I'm kind of throwing out there. I just think that this thing does a lot more than what a traditional wooden handled axe could do for axe throwing. And, I would bet that if someone put time and effort into a really good all steel axe and really concerned themselves with the grip, distribution of the weight on a all steel throwing axe, making that head a little heavier, getting more of an evenly distributed weight with a nice grip on the bottom, guys, you could really tear things up with an all steel throwing axe. You really could. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section about all steel axes. What's your experience with them? I know all companies aren't the same and all axes aren't created equal. I will say that a lot of steel axes I've dealt with all kind of have real thin axe heads, okay? But could you imagine if someone redesigned it, or if there's axes out there that I don't know about that have a thicker head and the weight's more evenly distributed, the things you could do with an all steel axe compared to a traditional hafted axe? Man, I could only imagine getting a really nice steel axe like this and making it perfect. I mean, that would be crazy. It would. But without further ado, I know you guys are waiting to see who won the SOG Tactical Tomahawk, so let's get in to see who won it. The SOG Tactical Tomahawk giveaway time. Spin the wheel. The wheel has spoken, and it picked number 8. Number 8 is user and then a bunch of letters and numbers. Can't remember. Clicked on the profile. It is Mike Aquila. Mike, you are the winner of the SOG Tactical Tomahawk. Congratulations. Just send me an email. Give me your information so I can send it out to you. Guys, just so you know, Mike has been part of the channel for 11 months. 11 months on the channel here, so almost since the start. So congratulations, Mike. And he's never won anything yet, so congrats. And just so you guys know, going forward, I always do it in order from newest comment to last comment. That's your order in line. And if anybody has any questions about why there's 14 spots on the wheel, there's 14 spots because the 14th is a wild. I always do it. And if the 14 hits or the last number hits and then your number hits, I always give you guys something extra like a whetstone or some type of service to the axe. So thanks for all your support. Thanks for entering in the giveaway. Come back and do the next one. But let's get back to the video. Congratulations to the winner of the Solid Tactical Tomahawk. Go ahead and send me an email with your information so I can get it out to you. I do take a while sometimes to get them out. Sorry, I'm busy, but you will get your axe. So that wraps up the CRKT Jenny Wren. Hope you guys got good information out of this. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this design could revolutionize the future of axe throwing? I think it's a debate that can be had. I really do. That's how strongly I feel about it. You guys know how much I throw. You guys know that I've told you a ton of times. I've been throwing for a long time. I've thrown all kinds of different axes. And I'll just be honest and say, I'm not opposed to changing with times. And I think the times are starting to slowly change for axe throwing and what we use for throwing axes. All steel axes could be the future. And I think if someone designed one really nice, I think it would change a lot of people's minds. I'm really surprised that this design hasn't made more of a impact in the throwing community. I'm surprised that, maybe it has and I just haven't seen it, but I haven't seen anybody talking about this. And I really do think that if you gave this axe to somebody and taught them how to throw it correctly, working with just only having to worry about knob strikes, you'd be dangerous with this thing. Throwing it at the target, being able to stand anywhere. That's just what I think, guys. That's just my opinion. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Something like this. I know it's small. I know it's little. It looks like it wouldn't do anything, but in the right hands, this thing could do a lot of stuff, guys. It really could. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. I always enjoy you guys, talking with you guys, doing what you do to make this channel what it is. Dave really enjoyed this axe too, and he wants to throw it too, so I'm going to end it here. We're going to go out front and throw this thing a little more before I decide whether or not I'm going to change this axe up. I haven't decided yet. I'll let you know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this axe. Is it something you would buy? Do you think it's worth $100? Here in my video, do you think it's worth $100? I don't know. I think it is. But that's my opinion. Your opinion could be different. We all have differences of opinions. However, I think the design of this and the way it flew and being versatile in your throws, I think it makes it worth the $100. I mean, how many axe handles are you going to go through with a $100 axe that's traditionally hafted? How many times are you going to have to replace the handle? How many times are you going to step back to throw it and miss because you hit the pole and you're trying to learn? Tear up your axe. Well, you could get this one and you wouldn't have to do that. That's just my opinion. My opinion. Take it for what it is, but I've got a little bit of experience, and I'm telling you right now, I think that if people really started putting their time and effort into stuff like this, I think this would revolutionize axe throwing. I really do. But that's it. See you guys. After I stopped filming the end, I decided to come back to this thing because I just want to show you guys real quick back here with this wood round how smooth this axe is coming out. It's just a really smooth throwing axe, and that was something I didn't say that I wanted to come back and add. You still have weight on this thing, guys. It's just all in the handle, okay? It's not a pole heavy axe that's driving the bit forward, but the weight just doesn't go away. It's still in the axe, so when you throw it, you still have weight going through the air, causing the bit to hit hard into the target. It's just in a different spot. But it still hits really hard, and it's still a smooth throwing, hard hitting axe, even though it's tiny. As you guys know, when I do axe reviews, I'll tell you to buy an axe or I'll tell you not to buy an axe. However, there are going to come times where, like this one here, this is a personal choice. I do think that you're going to get an axe that's going to hold up, at least the one that I have has. But I think it's a personal choice to spend $100 on this. Whether you think it's worth it or not is up to you. I think it'll hold up. I think the bit is pretty decent on it. You'll have to sharpen it a little more than normal, but all in all, it's a good throwing axe. If it tells you anything, I did say at the beginning of the video, I'd buy 2 or 3 more of these. It's a good axe. I know I'll get a lot of people out there that disagree with me, but I've got a lot of time behind an axe. I got a lot of time throwing axes. And I will say that this axe here, or this type of axe, will bring something different than a lot of others just can't bring you, okay? And that's just my opinion. I think everybody would benefit from having an axe like this. You don't have to buy this one. I just think something similar to this one would bring you a great throwing experience, and I think it might change your mindset on axe throwing. I would rather throw this. And that's saying a lot for me, who loves wooden handled axes. But I'll be honest with you and tell you, if someone designed an axe something like this, a little bit differently than this, I think that I would much rather throw this. The feel of it, the way it throws, it's all different. It really is, guys, it really is. Since I started this part of the video, we know that standing right here is a double rotation. I'm going to walk up and show you where a single rotation is. Okay, so we got a single rotation here, basically at the log, okay, the log. That's where I sat at when I did the 007 video. It's been sitting here ever since. So we got a single rotation here, and we got a double rotation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how versatile this axe can be for throwing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in between those and throw it. Okay, so we have a double rotation here. Single rotation is at that log. I'm going to stand right here in the middle. Right in the middle of the bullseye, using the spike. I know some of you out there are going to say, well, no duh, it's got another bit on the other end. I know, guys, but what I'm trying to tell you is that it's extremely versatile, and some people don't know this, okay? And what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, that you literally, from a double rotation in, I mean, you can do it past the double rotation. I'm just showing you here that within a double rotation in, you can literally almost stand anywhere and throw the axe and get it to stick. All right, now I'm going to go past the single rotation mark. Don't like getting this close. Not a big fan of it, but for you guys, I'll do it. All right. And we'll stop here and throw it. Guys, let's do a fadeaway. Fadeaway. And now we stuck the top bit. Anywhere, guys, anywhere. Just kind of wanted to show you guys the versatility. Kind of stopped the video and was like, hey, I do a little bit of a demonstration here. And like I said, you can stand here. We'll stand here. All right, guys, we'll stand on the mound here, which is past the single rotation mark, but a little bit forward of the double. This is where you could get knob strikes, so you just got to throw it a little bit faster, just adjust your throw a little bit. But I mean, like I said, dangerous axe. Hope you enjoyed the little demonstration at the end of the video. I kind of finished the video and was like, hey, I should probably do a demonstration. So think about this axe. Just think about it. Tell me what you guys think. If you do get one, I'm interested to know. But thanks for staying to the end and watching this extra footage. But see you guys. See ya.